Hey everybody, it's Fantacle, and I'm gonna do something a little bit differently. Uh, now, uh, any, any of you lot who've seen like the last two episodes of Tugs, I did reaction videos on. You might recall in one or both of them I mentioned about doing like a review video where I just sit down and review the series. And well, I'm actually going to do that right now. And luckily, I got this one web page up to help me to like explain one or two things. Because I was sort of looking up like one or two things to do with tugs. So uh, like while I do this with you now, now some of you lot probably already know this, but for those of you that don't, tugs Tugs is actually the name of a TV show that came out um, quite a few years back actually. It first came out back in 1989, pretty much. So yeah, it's actually quite an old TV show. You wouldn't think it's that old, but yeah. And the series basically takes, even though the TV show came out in back in the late 1980s, the series actually was based on the 1920s, pretty much. And so this would have been like way before you would have had anything modern day railway system. So like way before there was the whole um, electric trains and subway systems, that sort of thing. Uh, and as you probably may have noticed, there was in certain episodes you might have noticed that there was certain characters who were basically sort of like the stereotype in some ways. Most notably, a character named Izzy Gomez, who's a Mexican tramper. Now, it wouldn't have been so bad. The character in some ways wasn't so bad if he did not sound like the most stereotypical or Mexican person with the when it comes to like the accent and whatnot. As you might have noticed if you depending on whether or not you've seen if you've seen the TV show Tugs along with so certain episodes where Izzy Gomez was shown in. Episode 1 and episode 9 being two of the episodes. Uh, uh, oh, the show was basically about it's basically about two fleets of tugboats, the Starfleet and the Stestax, basically competing to get for like certain contracts to try and earn a decent amount of money, pretty much. Uh, like the overall the show wasn't too bad, to be honest. It basically the show was pretty much it was actually a decent TV show overall. I remember watching it back in the 90s and damn the damn if you ever saw the Ghost episode back in the 90s as an old kid, then you'll notice that is you'll know how creepy it is, especially if you watched it really late at night before you went to bed, or if you watch it during the early hours of the morning, such as if you were to watch it at something like 4 maybe 5 a.m. in the morning, yeah, that might give you goosebumps. I'm not gonna lie. Uh, I will admit, uh, there were some things that did seem kind of odd though. Like like for example, the Big Mickey. Like I have sometimes wondered why Big Mickey did not have a face in the show. Yet all the tugboats did. Heck, even Lord Stinker had a freaking face, even though it was half a face. But still, he had a face nonetheless. And same with Puffer, the steam train. He, in the Big Freeze episode, it was revealed that he could actually speak, yet he did not have a face. Whereas if you were to watch Thomas and Friends, you notice that most, if not all the steam trains, plus the diesels, actually had faces. So I will admit that was actually kind of strange. Uh, in addition to that, side note, for those of you that don't know, the TV show Tugs was actually made by the same guys who made Thomas and Friends. The with the two people being Robert D. Cardona and David Mitton. I don't know if I pronounced their last names right or not. If I mispronounce their last names, I do apologise. Okay, now there is actually a total of 13 episodes of the show, and and the TV show that produced Tugs is called Television South, or TVS for short, and and Clearwater Features was the one that helped compose the music. Uh, Junior Campbell was and Michael Donald who worked for, I'm guessing they worked for Clearwater Features, unless I'm mistaken. They helped compose the music. Um, Strange enough, they also helped compose the music for Thomas and Friends as well, apparently. So, hey, you learn something. Hey, you learn something new every day, and hey, and in this video, you get to learn like half a dozen new things that you might not have known about. Although, although, unfortunately, uh, unfortunately for television itself, there is a reason why they didn't produce like any more episodes or go on to do season 2 of Tugs, and it was due to the fact that television itself, aka TVS, they went into bankruptcy, and yeah, uh, hopefully I don't need to explain what bankruptcy is and how bad that can be. Um, it's like, look, just look what happened with Toys R Us. They went into bankruptcy, and we all know what happened to Toys R Us. And yes, I went there. Uh, but yeah, uh, although although I will admit it is too bad that there wasn't a season 2 of Tugs though, because if there was a season 2 of the TV series, then maybe we could have found out what happened to Sea Rogue's left eye, because if you remember, he was wearing an eye patch. So so maybe the so maybe the guys who were working on the TV show Tugs might have decided to do. Maybe they would have gone into like more detail about how he um, on how he lost his left eye. Sadly, I don't think we're going to find out now unless there was like a storybook series of Tugs that goes into more detail. And I'm guessing there might be a book series because I think I remember seeing a couple of videos where people may have done that. Well, where they might have showed like a book series, I think. There's a chance I'm probably mistaken, which I probably am mistaken. But all in all, I think the TV show Tugs wasn't that bad. Yeah. Well, yeah. Like there was the only minor concerns I have was one. Some of the characters were there were one or two characters who were sort of like stereotype characters. You know, like with Isa Gomez having that stereotype accent that you would associate with someone from Mexico. And I do apologise if that's rude or offensive, anyways. So please don't take that the wrong way. Um, you've got some stereotypes such as like with Isa Gomez having the stereotype accent, and a second minor thing I thought was bit of a letdown was that we did not get to find out what happened to Sea Rogue's left eye, like how he lost it. Uh, and a third minor detail is the like the it's kind of has something to do with the operators, like you know how in Thomas and Friends how you got like a fireman and a driver for like each tank engine as well as each of the uh, and a driver for like each of the diesels. Well, we don't see that sort of thing with the we don't see a similar thing with tugs. Like none of the tugboats have like have like any uh, any any people or anybody to operate them, which is a bit of a letdown. But anyway, that's my 2 cents on the whole thing with the whole review. Um, if you enjoyed this vlog video of me doing this, give you an overview on the Tug series, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe and hit that bell icon thing. And until next time, goodbye for now and have a good day.